Greetings and salutations. Titanium Tim 18 coming to you live and in living color from beautiful DeLeon Springs, Florida. And behind me here, I have my Pro Angler 12. That's a Hobie PA 12, and it is a fishing machine. And I know I've had it on here before, but I have it set up. I just got back from fishing a little bit ago, and it's rigged up the way I normally take it. And I kind of wanted to show you guys how I do that, because I know there are some people that have these things. They have multiple batteries, trolling motors, they have lights on them, they have green light, red light, which might not be a bad idea. I might do that in the future. But, you know, they have spotlights on them, and they have trolley anchors and micro poles and all that happy stuff. And I don't do any of that, because I personally like to keep mine as simple as possible, as light as possible. And I like to be very mobile with it, because sometimes I'll find a lake that's landlocked, and I'll drag it through the woods and go fishing in that lake. And I want to keep as little on here as possible. It might get damaged. And I fish in some pretty tight spots. So anyway, let's go, shall we? Here, let me give you an overview of it. If you walk here, there's the front. Very nice grab handle in the front, I might add. Walk to the back here, all the stuff in it. There it is, all the way back. Okay, real nice grab handle in the back, too, I might add. And if you look here, underneath, I put a bigger rudder on it, and it has a skeg in the middle for tracking. I only use that if it's windy or I'm going slow and I want to stay really, really straight. That helps a lot. But I did put a bigger rudder on it, which really helps. Now, if you come up here, you can see this area back here. This is just an access port to inside. I really should get one with a bag and put it in there. I don't think it would work very well. It's really just access to the anchor line, to the rudder lines and that kind of stuff. I don't get in there much, but this is where I keep my cooler. I have a nice big cooler that goes back there. If I catch fish, I'll keep it in it. Sometimes I'll put ice in it, put drinks on it if I'm going out for the day. I'm not really fishing that much. Now, these are the wheels. A lot of people don't like these. They come up through the scupper hole, and you got to turn the kayak sideways when you pull it out to slide them under there and then set it back down. It doesn't bother me that much. It really doesn't. Now let's go down the side. These, I'll get back to these. These are my Scotty mounts. These are for my fishing poles. You can see I have two on each side. And this is for my lures. I put the foam here. On one side I put the lures I plan on using. This side I put the lures I've already used. I do that sometimes if I'm going through a lot of lures. Come up here and I've got a rod holder. And this rail is nice. This handrail is nice here. And here's the rudder control. There's one on each side, which is very handy. If I get a fish on one side or the other, I can use the other hand to steer it with. And the seat is very, very adjustable. You can adjust it this way. You can adjust it this way. You can adjust the lumbar support in the back. You can adjust the height with the bracket in the back. I keep a towel on it because it's a little more comfortable for me, but that's how I use that. Here I have my Garmin depth finder. Works very well. And I'll show you where the battery is in a minute. And this is my pride and joy. This is the Hobie drive. It's got reverse and it's got the kick ups. See how the flippers kick up when you hit a tree or something so they don't break off? Very handy. That came with my Compass Duo, which I'm going to show you over here in a minute. And I put the bigger turbo fins on it, and I alternate between this kayak and that kayak depending on which one I'm using. Okay, so let's go over here. My front hatch, as you can see, there's my battery for my depth finder. It's an alarm battery, 1212, and then I have miscellaneous stuff in here. Gloves, lubricant, first aid, jacket, lines, whatever I might need. And I keep it secured just in case. I've never tipped it over yet, thank goodness. And over here on this side is the same way. I have two more poles over here, and they're secured down with elastic so they don't go anywhere. And I also have, there's pole holders here and there's one here. There's two on each side, but I only keep one in there on each side. And then under the seat I have my tackle box. This tray slides out and I have my different tackles in there and stuff. That's homemade, but I'm just trying to buy one that'll fit. And in here in this storage I have two more tackle boxes, which they work really well. Okay, now here's my cup holder, and just like I promised, I'm going to show you how these Scotty pontoons work. These are stabilizing pontoons. They were $125 on Amazon or eBay, I can't remember which. But they go in the bracket here. You can see the bracket. See the bracket here? They snap into that, like that. They stay in there. And then you can see it out there on the side. Very stable. I put these in here if I'm going to be out there for if I plan on going all day. I put those in because I can stand up easier with those in place. And they work really, really well. I really like those. Okay, now here's the rest of my fleet. This is a Compass Duo. 2-person tandem kayak with pedals. It's only got one rudder control on this side. And I got to tell you, they really cheaped out on these Hobies. For what you pay for them, I would like to get a lot more than I got. But it's okay. It's got a rail here and a rail up front. So you can put fishing poles or depth finders, whatever you wanted. It's got 2 fairly nice seats. It came with 2 drives. And like I said, the other drive I use on that one. And then that's the flip-up drive. And then I take it from there and use it in this one. I'm taking that one. This is a Pelican 110 HD. And I got this, my grandson, he's a lightweight, so this will support 350 pounds. But it, as you can see, it's got the rudder up top here, storage back here, nice seat, okay? Nice seat that comes up, nice straps on it, very comfortable. Here's the drive for this. Now this is a knockoff of the Hobie because the Hobie came out of patent so people could make them. So this was very, very reasonable to get this. It's not made quite as well, I don't think, and it doesn't have reverse. To reverse it, you have to pull it out of the where it's locked in, flip it around, and put it back in. And they don't kick up. But for my grandson, it's perfect. And really, I mean, it's got 2 rails here, 2 rails over there, pole holder here, pole holder here, pole holder there. So this could be a little lightweight fishing kayak if you wanted it to be. I actually am going to try to do that and see how it works. I also got that trailer. I got it really reasonable. It's a kayak trailer, so now I can take all 3 of my kayaks. I can also take my daughter's, she got a blow-up paddleboard, so we all go together. We all go and have a good time with it. Now, I know I said I use the drive for this one, and then I use it for this one, but if I'm going to take somebody extra, I have a drive that I used on this one that doesn't have the kick-ups that I can put over here. The only difference is it doesn't have kick-up. It's still reversed, just doesn't have kick-ups. So that's it on my fleet. That's what I got. If you have any questions or you want to know anything, just let me know. I'm trying to turn slow. I know some people get motion sick. But that's it. There's my Hobie Pro Angler 12. And there's my fleet. And you might be saying to yourself, Uncle Timmy, why do you have 6 fishing poles? Well, I'll tell you. I got 6 fishing poles because I have a beetle spin on one. Okay, let's look over here. I got a beetle spin on one, see? On the other one I have a jig. You can see the jig, there's the jig. On the one that's in the holder there, I have a rubber worm. On the other one I have a, what do I have on the other one? Oh, I have a, another top water plug on that one that's in there. Then I have this top water plug, this a skidder walk. I've had good luck with that. And then my last pole, I have that minnow on it. And I do that so that I can lay the poles out. I have 1 in each rod holder. Then I have 2 laying across my lap and 2 in the back. And that's the nice thing about having a pedal kayak is you can pedal and then I can keep switching up. Like if I'm coming up on the pads, I'll get out my rubber worm, my watermelon speed worm. Man, I caught a 4-pounder yesterday and a 2-pounder yesterday going to Lake Harney on that watermelon speed worm. That is a great rig, that watermelon speed worm. And then, oh, let me show you too. I know everybody uses them fancy bait casting fishing poles. Well, I'm here to tell you, this right here, this is the cat's ass. If you want to fish a rod that will do you right, the bullet. You push the button, you throw it. They're $100 and they're worth every stinking penny. You push the button, you throw it. I can throw that thing 20, 30, 40 yards with the right lure, and I can hit exactly the spot I'm aiming at. Never have to worry about backlash. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. They're easy to maintain. Spray them with a little lube once in a while, lasts forever. and they work every single time. I've never had one fail me where I couldn't make it work. But anyway, I digress. So that's it. I don't know what else to tell you about my kayak, except if you're going to get a kayak, I would recommend that you go and look at what's in your budget and what do you like. Because I know I have a friend of mine that said I can't afford a pedal kayak, so he bought a paddle kayak. Real nice one, $700-800, real nice. I think it's a Native Slayer or something. Real nice kayak. He hates it because when we go fishing, he's always got a paddle, and then when he gets there, he's got to work his paddle back and forth, and the whole time he's got to work on his fishing reel and his rod. What I do is I nose up into the lilies. I'll nose up into the lilies with this boat, and I will throw my speed worm in the lilies, in the pads, and I'll pull reverse before I get up there, so I coast up there. So if I hook a fish, I'm already in reverse. I just pedal backwards and drag him right out of the weeds. Happens every time. It works great every time. I don't have a bit of problem reaching down there and pulling that cable to go in reverse or to go into forward. It doesn't bother me a lick. We're talking about a few seconds. Now, I would like to get one of those pedal kayaks that have the propeller just to see how they work. I know they're noisier. I've never had one, but I fished with somebody, and his was very noisy, and he couldn't go in shallow water. See, mine, you can flutter them, you can flutter kick them, and only move them that far below the bottom of the boat, and they do this, and you go along just fine. You can flutter kick in shallow water, or you can lock them up and paddle. His, you couldn't. He had to pull it out to paddle. So it's kind of a pain in the neck. But I'd still like to try one and see how they do in deeper water. Unfortunately, a lot of the places I fish are shallow. Lake Talmadge, some of those spots are less than 1.5 feet deep. Lake Harney, several of those spots were under 3 feet deep. And if you hit a log or something in that pedal one with the blade, I think it snaps that plastic piece and you got to fix it. Mine, they just flip up, they flip back down, and start going again. So it works out great. Okay, that's it for today. I just want to check in with you, let you know what I got. Be good to yourself, be good to each other. Hey, let's have a great 2022. Let's be nice to each other, but mainly be nice to yourself. You know, you don't need anybody to validate your existence. Be nice to yourself. Treat yourself well, treat others better, and, you know, somebody treats you poorly, don't be around them anymore. Treat others the way you want to be treated, and if they don't return the favor, then get new friends. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, be good to yourself, be good to each other. Always remember, never forget. It's not what happens to you, it's how you deal with it. And I will talk to you soon. Love you guys.